China's new law is now going to really hit the influencer industry in China. Well, they say, get a degree and then talk about it, or else go silent. Well, what is China doing? China has now told influencers, especially the ones that were talking about health, finance, law, that they can only talk and try and influence people if they have a degree in specification of that field that they are talking about. Without that, they cannot give away any information or try to give any information. Well, this is pretty controversial because the entire industry seems to be shaken up. In China, they feel that there is a limit to free speech because of this. They cannot be dictated what they can talk about and what not, especially on their own space and portal. Well, there are two sides of it. One side, well, yes, you should have a degree, if maybe not a degree, but at least you should be well aware when you're coming out there and you have an ability to influence people, you should be talking something correct and be sure that the information that you're passing across is right. It is our duty as TV journalists, we need to be very sure what news we are giving to you all. We need to be sure that it is not tampered, it's not fake. Likewise, if an influencer out there is tomorrow telling you something, we hope that they have done their research. It's just not a brand endorsement, or it is not just because it worked for them, it will work for everyone. Something simple as cosmetics. We all have this conversation all the time. Just because it worked on you does not mean it's going to work on someone else. But influencers say, people get influenced and they buy. What happens? We're seeing a lot of cases of people getting reactions because of cosmetic products. And that simple dermats come across and say that you need to know your skin. Even if you're getting influenced, you be well aware. And well, for the influencers also, they need to be rest assured, especially when they're talking about sensitive topics like finance. Where to put your money, how to put your money, how fast will it grow. There's someone who's understood it. Degree, yes, but even if you don't have a degree, if you're well versed with the subject, then only you should have the ability to influence and talk about it. Well, even for people who consume this content, it is not just for the people who make it. People who consume content also should be sure. You are the consumer. When out there we are going to a store, when you can physically see things, you want to be rest assured, you check 5-6 things out and then pick it up. But when it comes to social media, you get influenced by a particular person. Maybe that person is very well versed with one subject, might not be well versed with others. Therefore, you should look towards an expert. That's what we do also in journalism. We talk about multiple topics, but we always have an expert opinion. Why? Because they know the subject well. Tomorrow, if I sit here and tell you tomorrow that the weather and pollution is very bad, therefore you should take these kind of medications. That's not right. A doctor or someone who's experienced, who knows it rightfully, should be giving that information to you. I can surely ask them and have them by my side and let you guys know what it is. Therefore, this China law does have both its side. How are the influencer community taking it? Let's tell you all. China's internet regulator, the Cyberspace Administration of China, has tightened its content rules once again. Under the new policy, live streams and influencers who post about finance, medicine, law, or education must hold relevant degrees or certificates before they can speak on these subjects. Officials say that this move is meant to curb misinformation, especially the areas that affect people's lives and savings. While critics have a different argue that it is more than just fact-checking, they see it as a part of wider trend of tightening state control over online expressions. And for China's massive influencer economy, estimated at about hundreds of billions of dollars, this rule could mean fewer voices and stricter boundaries. This decision does have very strict two sides. One being that a lot of us can feel that yes, it is right to put on some rules and regulations, therefore people are actually consuming the right kind of information. Misinformation is genuinely very, very bad and can be more harmful than anything that one can think of. But well, on the other side, it does seem that they are trying to curb the voice of its own influencer community. Well, it's the balance that China will have to strike and see, and for the rest of the world to see and get a lesson from.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.